Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm the TheSnowSpy, and we are going to be talking to Valkyrie from Verdant today. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. What about you, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. People don't normally ask that in interviews, so it's nice to kind of flip it around a little bit. Um, but you've been busy. You got much going on at the moment?
Nah, like it's been Christmas. Was just kind of chilling. There's not much going on right now since everything's locked down anyways in Austria. So what can you really do, right?
Oh no, that sucks. I feel you though. I feel you though. I'm in the UK and we're kind of hoping that it stays open for now, but I mean, let's get right into it, I guess. I think first thing that I want to ask, you're on Verdant, new team for you. What attracted you to Verdant specifically?
So I liked the way they communicated with me, like already in advance. I feel
Mm,
like they were really open to me, and I also felt like I was trusted at that org. That's really nice. Then secondly, I wanted to play in the Nordic League, like anyways, for a while already, since I just wanted a change of scene. Like I've been playing in Germany for the last 1.5 years now,
mm,
and I just wanted to basically have something new, right? Like, it's not really fun playing against the same people over and
mm.
over and over and over again. So yeah, like I think the change of scenery will be pretty nice as well.
Oh, yeah, you get to play against a few different players, try out see how you match up against all the Nordic players as well. So in terms of you being at Verdant, is what are your goals on this team? And I want you to talk firstly about in terms of the team as a whole. What are you guys looking to do?
Well, as a team as a whole, like we're looking to obviously go for NLC and like for NLC one, right? So
Hmm.
that's like the main goal. We also like build this roster basically within and with it, like with that in mind already. We want to be able to compete with NLC one teams. And I
Mm.
think like if I was to rate us compared to them, I would say we probably would be like in the middle right now, um, just on paper. Like
Oh.
obviously it always depends on how it pans out, right? Like you
Mm.
can't really predict it in before, but I think the environment, like as we had it so far, was pretty nice. I feel like the people on the team fit well together, so I think we definitely have like a good shot at going far.
That's nice. I like it. I love the confidence. It's always good to have, like, before you even start the season, you're so ready to raring to go. And in terms of carrying on from that is, so as a team, you're wanting to make NLC Division 1. What about yourself? What are your goals? What are you trying to get out of being on Verdant?
So basically, I want to improve at the game. Like I've been playing on Grandmaster level for a while, but I want to take the
Mm,
next step this year. I want to get like ready to be a high level ERL player.
mm,
Um, so I can like play on big teams in like the big leagues like German league or
mm.
Spanish league or NLC one, for example. Like that's kind of my goal for this year. And obviously, you need to take it step by step, right?
Yeah.
I think Verdant, like they they basically offer a really good environment for me to improve. Um, since we have good coaching staff, I think like the team environment, as I already mentioned, is overall just pretty nice. And also, you need to take things step by step, right? So like right now, the step is obviously the going from NLC two to NLC one potentially, and yeah, like I just want to basically be like work on my weaknesses as the year
Mm.
like and goes on. I want to get better at my strengths as well, and then hopefully,
Amazing.
like by the end of the year, I'm gonna be ready, right?
Mm. You're ready for the big leagues already, and I love that. And I think you talking about the atmosphere of the team, how good Verdant has been to you so far. How's it been in terms of playing specifically in the game with your teammates? I know you've only recently finished the tryouts, but how has that process been? You melding as a team together, and are there any kind of play styles that you're noticing develop so far?
Well, I would say like overall we're looking to play pretty controlled for most of the time. Like obviously sometimes it will devolve into a bit of a fiesta since you always match up a bit with the team you're playing against, right?
Mm,
Like sometimes you will fall a bit into the trap, especially against tryout rosters. Like games will always be a bit more chaotic overall. I would say that overall, like the communication has been split up pretty well within the team. Like it's not really a team where there's like one or two people that talk a lot more than everyone else. It's just more of a democratic communication, I would say, where everyone just adds in his part and
mm,
everyone will do his job. Um, And yeah, like playstyle wise, it's obviously a bit hard to predict yet what we're going to do exactly. But I think we're overall pretty flexible because we have like good champion pools in pretty much every role. So there's a lot of options we have, and we'll just like figure out in the first weeks of scrims what exactly we're gonna aim to do, and how we're gonna like start the season, how we like also want to move on with it,
Mm.
right?
Mm. And
Yeah.
so you yourself have been played on quite a few amount of ERL teams. You've been around, so you know what it's like to be on different teams. And how is it being on Verdant compared to those other teams? And you can talk about this either from a playstyle perspective or even just from a more kind of outside perspective as you as a player.
Well, I would say like the big difference compared to the rosters I've been on before is like that the roster was also built so the personalities of the team fit, right? And how to explain it is like basically like on most teams I've been so far, you would play games, then you would
Mm,
maybe hang out with some of your teammates a bit, and then like that was it, right? Like you
mm.
wouldn't like they were more like um, 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 uh, they were more like a colleague than an actual friend in that kind of way. Like obviously
Yeah.
there were some exceptions of players as well, right? But I feel like here it's just like the entire team is just already like in the last few days we didn't have scrims, but we were still chilling together like every day on Discord, playing other stuff, doing other shit. It's like just
Yeah.
um like I feel like this team feels a lot more like family compared to the other teams that I've been on, which is like obviously not an offense to the other teams.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was still very fun playing on them, but I feel like the roster was just built with that in mind as well, and that's like kind of rare in esports from
Mm.
what I've seen so far. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Oh, yeah, that's really sweet to hear. And you spoke about kind of what you've been doing outside the game a little bit. Talk to me a little bit more about that. What kind of games is Valkyrie into? What are you doing outside of League of Legends?
Well, I like to play strategic games. For example, I play Age of Empires 4 right now. Like it released 2 months ago, and I've been spending a lot of time on it. I also like to play like other RTS games, and also I played CS:GO quite a bit. Outside of playing PC games, I also like to do like sports. Like I was skiing sometimes in the past few years. Sadly, not as much, but before I would go like every week, 2 or 3 times basically. I used to play football for 10 years. And as of now, like I'm studying communication science as well. So obviously that takes up a lot of my time. Um, and I'm trying to learn an instrument again. Like I used to play clarinet, and right now I'm learning guitar, as you can probably see behind me here.
Did you put that
So
on there on purpose? Did you want the flex?
maybe.
Well, maybe next interview I'll get you to play a little bit. So you got to have a song
Yeah.
practice ready. But no, I mean, you've got so much going on. You've got such a busy schedule. Like it must be you're constantly doing stuff. And in terms of that, then you've got uni happening at the same time
Mhm.
as you play League.
Yeah.
What are you looking to do? Say five years down the line, are you looking to carry on developing in League and looking to do more of that, or are you looking to get into something else?
I think like League obviously is a bit unstable to plan.
Mm,
Like for example, you can't really say like how good you're going to be in 3 years. In 3 years, I could be LEC player. In 3 years, I could also like be too bad to even play in like ERL. You know,
mm,
so you can't really like plan long term with League. So what I'm generally looking to do is I want to get into esports journalism or a social media um, social media management. This is
mm,
kind of my thing. Um, and obviously, there's a lot of other options I would have as well, like with the studyings I'm doing right now. And the good thing about the studies I'm doing right now is that the time schedule is kind of flexible. So obviously, it sounds a bit much, like right, like you're playing pro
mm.
league and then you're also studying at the same time. But since the schedule is kind of flexible, it's not as much effort as it might sound, except for like the exam phases obviously, but even that, like you can plan it out since you have like multiple takes for each exam, so it's not like that stressful, and even if it sounds a bit stressful probably.
Oh, I'm just imagining now, like the ultimate anime arc where you have your exams happening at the same time as playoffs, and then you're like,
Yeah.
which one are you doing? That would be the ultimate grind. And I don't envy you for that one. You are definitely a way more determined person than I am. But when we talk about you, we talked about your career going forwards. Let's go back a little bit. So I just want to kind of ask you. It can be any team. It can be Verdant related if you wanted. It can be wherever you've played before. What's been your favorite memory of your league career so far?
I would say it would be 2019 in the Winter Cup. I was playing for AEQ. We were just like a team basically made up of random players. We didn't really scrim before anything. And then
Mm.
we had to play against SK Gaming in our first game. Like we had
Wow.
SK Gaming and we had Big in our group.
Mm,
And um, basically like nobody expected us to do anything. And we
mm,
actually like won the first game we played against SK. And I had like a big Gnar ultimate in that game where I did like a 3-man Gnar ult into the wall and it kind of turned the entire game. I would say like just looking at a singular play, that would probably be my best
mm.
memory.
That's
Long term, like as a split, it would probably be the 4-4 split I played last summer. And outside, like in real life, it would kind of be the boot camp I had this year with my teammates at Iga and Roar.
mm.
Because that was like just a really fun time. Like it was a 10-day boot camp, and I feel like I didn't have that much fun in the wild, you know. So it was pretty cool.
No, it's always nice to have those kind of where when you're at a boot camp because you get to meet the people past the screen, I guess. You
Yeah.
get to talk to them a little bit more and meet them a bit better, which is what you guys said that you were doing with Verdant. But now I've got kind of the most important question that everyone's going to be waiting for. I'm going to be asking your teammates this as well, so remember that when you give your answers. But if you
Uh-huh.
could build a super team out of all the players you've played with who you've had as teammates, what would that super team be? Obviously, you would be playing top lane.
Okay, so if I discount Verdant, obviously, I mean, for obvious reasons, right? Otherwise, I would just say Verdant, but yeah, kind of hard, right? Uh, I would say it would probably be like Soft in the jungle. Like I used to play with him in his first split ever,
Oh,
and the guy developed quite a bit. Like I think a lot of
yeah,
Nordic or
yeah,
UK viewers know that player. Uh,
yeah.
then for support, it would be Bravado for sure, and for ADC Riku. I think like those two together were just like even though they were kind of flippy, I still like
Mm,
playing with both of them. Um, and for mid lane, it would probably be Xtilk, because I think he was just the most knowledgeable mid lane, also the big laner with the biggest champion pool I had so far, and it was really nice to work with him, especially because he has like a little bit more of a unique view on the game where he will like approach things a bit differently, and I feel like that kind of fit with me. So yeah,
mm.
I would say like those would be the players.
Okay. Well, are you taking Soft back then or Soft as he is now? Because they're kind of
Uh,
different players.
okay, like you didn't specify that, so I would obviously take him as he is now, right? He developed a lot.
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. And I
Yeah.
think as we kind of wrap this up, I just want to give you kind of a little bit of time. Is there anyone you kind of want to shout out for yourself as we kind of wrap this up? Anyone that's been a big influence you in terms of your league career, or you know what? You know all the way we word this. If you were to relate yourself to a pro player, who would you be? If in like 10 years time we're like comparing two players, it would be what's Valkyrie like? Is Valkyrie like the faker of top lane or what is he?
Well, I would say like my favorite pro player is probably Vizicachi. Like I've been looking up to that guy for quite a long time. I think like he's always been a really underrated player because he's like one of the best weak side players in Europe. I used to watch his stream like quite a lot, and I was learning Poppy back then, and it made me legit the best Poppy in my country.
Mm.
Just watching him stream and then like kind of trying to get as good as him on Poppy.
So
Uh, so yeah, overall, I think the guy is just also really intelligent. Like he comes off as a really intelligent person. He
mm.
also finished his studies, I think, like before he went back to pro play now. And also he used to play with Empire. So yeah, I would say I would definitely relate to that guy.
So I'm expecting the Poppy to come out in some of these games. The Visachachi throwback is
Yes,
happening.
yes,
But
it will come out.
oh, it will come out. I like the confidence in that one. And Valkyrie, I think that's all we're gonna have time for. But it's been so lovely speaking to you. Hopefully you've enjoyed having a little chat with us today. But
Likewise.
yeah, thank you so much. And it's been awesome to chat to you. And I hope you guys do super well. And I'm definitely going to be looking out for that Poppy. If I don't see it, I'm going to be tweeting you constantly.
All right,
I'll
all
be
right,
like,
all right.
when's that Poppy game coming? But that's been all
Yeah.
for us today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Valkyrie. I've been the Snow Spy, and we'll see you next time.